everyone, and welcome to Sideshow Live! Yay! You guys, so there's a mystery happening right now. Where is John Wick and what was his mission? Like, what mission is he currently on? Because he's supposed to be in YouTube right now, but we don't see him. That doesn't mean he's not there. What? So, just so you guys know, John Wick will be in YouTube along with Dennis. We also have Kitty and Chicky in the Facebook chat. And we have a special guest today for our Alien Queen Maquette segment. Anthony Mestas is in the house with us, so that's amazing. Along with featuring our Alien Queen Maquette, Alien McQueen, yeah, like Steve, yeah, that's a new, like, you know, when she gets in Bullet and drives through San Francisco.
Yep.
That's a crossover we just came up with, so that's happening. Anyway, the Alien Queen with Anthony, there's Q&A during that segment, so be sure to ask a bunch of questions to John Wick, Dennis, Chicky, and Kitty. Then we also have the Alien art print, Alien Queen art print. We have the First Order TIE Fighter Pilot, Anyway, 6-scale figure that we are unboxing and giving away. So, oh, and a Batman art print. Wow, there's lots of stuff today. So that's a full show, and we should just get right to it. So right now, let's go to our featured collector. Featured collector is John Page. Wow, John Page has...
It's the Dead.
Oh my God, he has the Dead collection.
They're old school.
That's crazy. I love when I see old school stuff like that. So thank you, John Page, for submitting your collection. You guys can take a look at it on our blog. And if you would like to be the next featured collector, all you have to do is head on over to sideshow.com/blog, click the Apply Now button, and you could be featured on the live stream and then also on our blog. So that's pretty cool. Matt Odenfield says maybe John Wick is sharpening his pencils. Uh-oh, that's not great for you guys in YouTube. Anyway, we have some news. First off, we are so excited in this room because Stranger Things is coming to Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights. And we are big Stranger Things fans in here. So we're very excited about that coming to both the Florida, the Hollywood park, and Singapore, the Singapore park. So that's really cool. We definitely will be going. Yeah?
I'll be very scared the whole time.
I'm terrible in those types of things, but we're definitely going to go. So that is really awesome. We want to wish a happy 20 years of Cowboy Bebop. The 20th anniversary, but that makes me feel so old, by the way. Like, the 20th anniversary of Cowboy Bebop is sometime this week. We want to say congratulations to our friends Steve Bloom and Mary McGlynn, who worked on Cowboy Bebop. That's crazy, you guys. You guys have been doing this for 20 years. 20 years of Cowboy Bebop. I should stop saying that. I'm aging all of us. Anyway, congratulations, guys. That's a really awesome achievement. If you haven't watched Cowboy Bebop, you definitely should. It's really cool. It's a great show. And we also want to, there's another really cool event today, which is Robert Downey Jr.'s birthday. So Iron Man himself is celebrating his 53rd birthday. So congratulations. That's so awesome. I hope that your party is like as epic as all of Tony Stark's. So, with like all kinds of tech. So that'd be really awesome. So there you go. That is the news. We are going to take you quickly to a video, and then we're going to come back with the Batman Fine Art Lithograph print. You're watching Sideshow Live. We'll be right back. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Sideshow Live. Ooh. Ah. This is the Batman Fine Art Lithograph print. It is by Alex Ross, in case you couldn't tell. It's like such a signature Alex Ross look to it. You know, it's just like, this is what you think of when you think of Alex Ross Batman, is this print right here. It was originally created as the cover to Batman No Man's Land #1. Such a good storyline.
That was a good storyline.
I want to reread that now.
Yeah.
Anyway, it features a dramatic portrait of the Dark Knight. It is limited edition to only 200 pieces, and it is hand signed by Alex Ross. Comes with a certificate of authenticity. This is a must-have for fans of Batman and also fans of Alex Ross. It's just like the most classic looking.
It's really like an iconic
Yeah.
Batman.
It's just, this is what you think of. It's like Batman. There's like a spotlight in the shadows, but also very powerful looking at the same time. If you wound up snatching one of our Superman Alex Ross prints, which went really quickly,
Right.
this is a perfect companion piece to that. They're the same size and everything,
Well,
so that
you really
way
get that like vigilante feel in this
you
one.
do. It's very noir.
Yeah.
So, oof.
It's not so much the superhero,
It's the detective. He's the
detective, but
world's greatest
He's
detective.
also kind of breaking the law on what he's doing.
We kind of ignore that. We're like, that's okay. You're the Batman. It's fine. So the framed version of this amazing piece will be available first for pre-order on Friday, April 6th between noon and 3 p.m. Pacific time. And if supplies last, which, you know, you might want to get on this one really quickly if you don't, you know, don't wait, is what I'm trying to say.
Superman went quick.
Superman went really quick, but if supplies last, the unframed version will be available for pre-order on Monday, April 9th between noon and 3 p.m. If you would like to RSVP so you're the first to be notified when this goes up for pre-order, you're going to want to go to sideshow.com/thebatman. That's sideshow.com/thebatman. Also, if you want all the latest news about our art print program, you're going to want to go and like the Facebook page for the art print program. They do, like, they tell you all the information that you're going to need to know in order to pre-order a piece right away, especially these ones that you have to act quickly on. So that's facebook.com/sideshowartprints. facebook.com/sideshowartprints. So there you go. Oof, he's so pretty, but no touching. Anyway,
No touching, Susan.
no touching. So we have another video to show you. When we come back, we will be unboxing the first order TIE Pilot 6-scale figure. You're watching Sideshow Live, and we'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to Sideshow Live. We have a first order TIE Pilot 6-scale figure right here to unbox for you guys. So let's just do it.
Let's go.
Yep. It has the classic Star Wars black box with the character on it. Most Star Wars, I think all Star Wars collectibles pretty much have this. And then here's some other cool box art. I like always the insert box art. Yeah. Anyway. You guys are here to see the figure. So this is what he looks like before he's out of his box. He's like nice. You could probably display him like that if you're one of those, I don't take things out of the box. But we're not like that here.
Yeah.
We like to take everything out. So that is what we're doing now. So this is obviously, I keep saying first order because he is different looking from the TIE Fighter pilot from the original trilogy. So he has first order insignia on him. Does he stand up? Will you stand up on your own? Yeah. So that's what he looks like. He comes with a first order themed base right here. I'm only gonna kind of unbox the base because I don't know if I've mentioned this. I don't think I have. Because we're unboxing him, you can enter for a chance to win this exact, oh, I just totally wrecked that shot of his chest piece, but sorry, Brendan. But you can enter for a chance to win him at sideshow.com/live contest. That was easy. I thought for some reason there was going to be something. It's the same one every week, but for some reason I thought that there was a different link. Oh well. That's because I was looking at, he is available right now for 20% off with code PILOTSW plus free global shipping if you go to sideshow.com/TiePilot. That's really, really awesome. So global shipping. So anywhere in the world he'll ship for free right now. So let's pose him a little. He's very shiny. Let's see what he comes with. So he comes with over 30 points of articulation on his body. He has a pair of fists, a pair of relaxing palms, and a pair of palms for holding weapons. So that's 6 hands total, 3 pairs. Yeah? Yeah, there we go. He also comes with a blaster. Oop. I'm just wrecking all your shots today. There you go. The blaster. Blaster.
I like Irving Gonzalez's comment right now. Say what you want about the Empire, but they have good.
Say what you want about the Empire. They do have good orthopedics. I think the thing that we should mention also after we get this awesome shot of all of his accessories and everything is that his suit is so detailed right now. It's a newly designed glossy black colored helmet on him. So this is a totally new design right now. And then he has his flight suit is with pouches and boots and a blaster pistol, and this is the blaster pistol. But it's just so detailed. The fabrication on it, just everything about it is very, very screen accurate. So take a good look at this TIE fighter pilot. He even has his life support system that attaches into the chest piece. It's a really, really cool piece to look at. So like I said, you could order him right now at sideshow.com/TiePilot, and with code PILOTSW, that's code PILOTSW, in case you're writing it down, 20% off and free global shipping. So you can order him wherever you are in the world. Or you can win this exact one that we have taken out of the box at sideshow.com/live contest. Whew, that's awesome. Now, when we have a video to show you, it's a really good video. And when we come back, we will have Anthony Mestas on camera with me talking about the Alien Queen Maquette and the Alien Queen art print. So you are watching Sideshow Live, and we will be right back.
The first film, creature effects that were designed at the time were mind-blowing.
Jim took it to another level. He made a sequel instead of a haunted house movie. He made a science fiction war movie. It brought science fiction to a new level.
I think the alien creature is, and always was, something very unique, very insectoid, very different, but it still had human proportions, which made it creepy.
The first film, you've got a really great life cycle of egg, facehugger, chestburster, final xenomorph. But the question always lingered is, where did the eggs come from?
I remember the day Jim came into the shop and he had sketches that he had done. And he had a whole image of the Queen fighting, a preliminary idea of the power loader. You know, this is taking that mythology and expanding it.
It was really a matter of just how to achieve it, because in 1984, 85, when we were building that, when it came out in 86, these techniques and this size and scope of it were very unique and hadn't been done.
We decided to work with Legacy Effects on the Queen alien because they worked on the movie. They were the artists that created the Queen.
Shane and I wanted to make sure that it was true to what we had done before. We were looking at frame grabs from the film, but we needed to also make this piece stand alone.
We came at this piece with an idea. What would be the best scenario to put the Queen in? Of course, it would be the egg chamber. That's when you first see her, the first reveal.
We went and we scanned the pieces that we had left from the original 1/4 scale maquette. So we had a 3D asset of where we were on the head and part of the torso and the bigger arms, but we didn't have the tail, we didn't have the legs. So then we start diving in the process of recreating all of that.
Very little exists of the full-size Queen. You know, I could replicate it from memory, so I could go back in and say, this is the shape it needs to be, this is why these were constructed in such a way they were. So I feel that this is the most authentic reproduction of the Queen from the film that's ever been done. I was a fan, as we all were, of the first Alien. I remember seeing it when I was 15. 7 years later, I found myself with the Stan Winston team in London working on the Queen. The fan element is not dead. It burns like molten lava in all of us.
Our love and our history and having been hands-on building it and then having an opportunity to do it again, I hope that labor of love comes through to the collectors. We wanted to make sure that this piece really reflected the Queen from the movie.
It's been an awesome involvement working with them and getting to see how they bring this piece back to life so many years later.
John and I are able to supervise a younger generation and a different work system to kind of create a definitive Queen Alien piece for collectors, because it really is one-to-one from 1986 to today.
I'd like to say it's the ultimate Queen alien statue.
We were very hands-on to kind of get it just right, just to do it justice.
Having worked on this movie, it's an honor to have another run at it and to do something creative with it. So we're definitely making this for the fans.
Well, that was an amazing video. I loved watching all the comments come through about how awesome you all thought it was. So yes, that was a great behind the scenes video featuring our Alien Queen Maquette. All hail the Queen. Now I think we have a special guest who might be flying in from outer space or coming in. Hi, Anthony.
Did that move?
Yeah, no, just a little bit. It's fine. We got
This is
it.
a live show.
It's cool.
We rehearsed
Yeah?
this
Yeah.
5 times prior to this.
Yes, we definitely rehearsed doing that. Hi, Anthony.
Hi.
How are you?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good. Anthony's back. If you guys have missed any of Anthony's previous
back.
appearances, he's a big Aliens fan, like a little bit.
Yeah.
Just kind of, sort
Just
of.
a little bit. Yep.
So you were the project manager on this Alien Queen?
I was.
Yes.
I was.
And so what does that entail for you?
For this particular project.
I mean, more like, because we say the word, like we say the project manager a lot.
Right.
So for you, what does being a project manager mean?
Project manager is basically, I'm involved from the beginning with the art department here at Sideshow, working on the concepts, the designs, kind of getting everything straight, and then taking the project to the artist who's going to be making it, sculpting it, doing whatever, modeling it, and kind of overseeing
So you walk it through all the stages.
Basically,
Okay, cool.
Taking it through all the stages all the way to the end.
So then what did that mean for her?
Well, for this one in particular, I mean, we worked and collaborated with Legacy Effects, who we have a great partnership with, and we have done some previous characters, whether it was Iron Man and some other stuff. So I worked with them to get this piece going. And
I'm just going to turn her while you talk.
Yeah. And the great thing about that is that, for those who are familiar with Legacy Studio, basically there was a huge carryover from Stan Winston's studio, who actually did the Queen for the movie and the Alien Warriors. So you have Shane Mahan, John Rosengrant that are co-owners at Legacy Studio.
Oh, wow.
So they were directly involved, overseeing and working on this piece, which is,
so then,
goes without saying.
Yes.
Like, that's the ideal circumstance.
So then what were some of the challenges with bringing such like an iconic character with such iconic visuals into a maquette format?
I mean, it was challenging because at the time when this came out in, for the movie back in the mid 80s, it was all traditionally sculpted.
Yeah.
And they had maquettes, and as you've seen in the video earlier, they also made a 1-to-1 fully mechanical puppet that they used in the movie. So, because it was back then and everything was done traditionally, there was no digital data or anything like
wow.
that. So we had to decide, how are we going to go about doing this? Are we going to have an artist try to recreate this and sculpt it traditionally by hand, which that's not really an option. As you can see, the Queen's pretty detailed.
Yeah.
So we opted to go digitally, which is basically how things are kind of done nowadays.
Yeah.
But for this, it worked out great because she was such a big piece. There's really no physical pieces of the prop or anything in existence. There's some puppet stuff and some maquettes that exist, but because they were in foam and rubber, they've deteriorated or parts are missing. So we basically had to go back.
That breaks my heart.
Yeah, when you see that stuff.
Because you would want to see the original Alien Queen,
basically
knowing that she was built life
foam
size.
and cables and mechanics just sticking out. I mean, when you actually see the pieces that are left, you're just like, that's not how I remembered that.
It's almost like you'd rather just go like this and be like, no, she's this huge, powerful thing.
Yeah, because you see it in the movie, and in the movie it's stunning. So we had the opportunity to go in and recreate it digitally using, Legacy's photo archive, and we also kind of went back and looked at the quarter scale bust maquette that we did with Stan Winston's studio.
Oh, awesome!
Which they had done for us, and they went and scanned some parts off of that, and basically, and we also had Shane Mahan. He says in the video, he remembers. He can sculpt that thing from memory because it was such, a laborious task back then.
How cool is that, though?
So, so you have the guys that worked on it that are able to oversee at Legacy and go in there and go, this is right, this is wrong. We wanted to do this, but maybe we couldn't have in the giant one. So now we have the opportunity to tweak a few things, and we really can get the pose and the dynamic into a position where it would have been all movie magic. Back in the day.
I just keep noticing little things on like her that I didn't notice before. Her foot is really cool looking.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, I mean, the hardcore fans realize it, but she has, it's this very feminine foot with, with a high heel type situation.
She's the queen. She needs her shoes.
Yeah, it's a very peculiar attribute because the thing is in the movie she would never be able to stand on those feet.
No.
They would have cables and everything supporting her, but here in this piece we're able to recreate it and get it in that pose and not have to worry about.
So in some ways this is like a more practical version because she can do things that in this maquette that she could not have done on set.
Expect the dynamic of the tail and how it kind of whips around her. If you go into the movie, you see it, and they had to use cables, and they're whipping it around, and it looks great on film, but you can tell, like, if you really want to look, you can see the sections, and you can see where it's flopping around and moving. With this, you can at least really get that dynamic and dial it in.
That's crazy. So we have a couple of questions coming in already. So Dark Mufasa would like to know what goes into putting the eggs and aliens on the base, and how do you design the base in development?
Well, I mean, conceptually, we come up with a design where, like, we wanted her in the egg chamber. That's where you see her. That's where the big reveal's at. So
it still scares me, like, to this day.
Creepy.
Like, I know she's
so
coming,
cool. Yeah.
but just that moment where you first see her is still like chills.
You have to think back then, when that movie came out, nobody had seen a character quite like this on film. And in the movie, you know, the internet wasn't around.
Right.
You didn't get all these spoilers.
Right.
You didn't get all this stuff knowing what was coming
You don't
out.
log into Facebook and see the reveal and know that she's coming.
On the big screen, you basically are like, wait, what is that? What's going on? And then it's like, it's very similar to, like, The Predator. Nobody knew anything like that with The Predator. But back to the piece, when we design it, we're like, okay, we're going to put her in the egg chamber, so we have to figure out, you know, how many eggs are we going to have? Are we, you know, it'd be cool to put some warriors in there as well. And basically,
I feel like that's almost for scale.
Yeah,
too,
it is.
We all know how big a warrior is.
It is. And some people, I've seen some people some diehard fans are going like, well, they're out of scale. But it's like, in the movie, okay, you have actors that are playing the aliens, and then you have the puppet, and you never really see them next to each other. I guess you can go, and if you want to calculate, like, the power loader and Ripley, and she's next to this, and try to figure it out.
That's what I was thinking.
But they're also, they have to grow to a certain size.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, also we used it kind of, it shows scale, but it also, in composition, it almost makes her look a little bit larger than life, because it's almost like a trick of the eye, like foreshortening. So they're almost like in the background, so it gives like that kind of depth, because we're actually having to work with a small area. You know, we don't want to blow the piece out this big and have all this gigantic stuff. So if we have to compose it and bring it in, we can fool the eye a little bit.
Yeah,
and, you know,
like forced perspective.
Right, exactly.
Awesome. So is the big blob an egg sac? Jamie Dewberry wants to know.
It is not the egg sac. It's more of just the alien structure.
Because it's like the wraparound.
Yeah, they're building the hive when they go in, and you know, and
they're in the pipes.
They're in the hive, and they start seeing all the alien kind of material similar to like a termite mound.
Like all their secreted resin.
It's like newt would be stuck in here somewhere.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, the egg sac is so huge that there's no way we would have been able to fit.
And you would have lost pieces of the queen.
Yeah, compositionally. We tried that a long time ago, and that did not work out well. It was way too big.
So someone's asking about the paint on this. Armand Dubé would like to know, like, how do you get this look where it almost looks wet?
Right. So, I mean, it's very simple. I think it's funny that a lot of people pick up on the sheen and the gloss, and it's basically, once we paint the piece, following, you know, various reference from the movie and everything, it's really just a final clear coat that goes onto the piece.
Oh.
So it's basically, you know, much like they do with cars or whatever. It's like the piece is painted, done, all right, clear it, and it gives it the gloss. But you have to kind of be careful, because if you over gloss a piece, then it almost takes on a very candy, too thick. It throws the throws the scale off.
I also think one of the reasons you focus on the gloss for the queen is because there is contrast in paint. Like down here, you see on the grates that, I don't know if you guys can get a good look, but it's definitely not as glossy as like her.
And neither are the eggs.
Eggs.
So the thing is,
unless they're open.
Yeah, I think sometimes people, when they try to get that effect, whether it's a model builder or something, they want to just gloss the whole thing over. It's better to be very specific about the gloss or control the sheen, or you know, because if everything has one sheen over the whole thing, it kind of pulls the light.
I just noticed this guy right here. I only noticed him because I can see the camera move right there, but I did not notice that creeper. Gotta watch out for those guys. They're the ones who are going to get you. Awesome. So we're going to briefly talk about the Alien Queen art print behind me. You can continue to look at whichever one you want, or them as a collection, because look how pretty they go together. This art print was done by artist R.J. Palmer. It is an officially licensed Alien art print. Is it still crooked from
From what?
Looks good.
From I don't know. All right.
From my chair bumping into it?
We don't want to talk about that. She is based on the Alien Queen appearance from the 1986 movie Aliens. It features the Queen and her alien warrior and her eggs in her chamber. And it's been engulfed in flames. This is hand-signed, limited edition to 250 pieces. It is an 18 by 24 fine art giclée print. It comes with an embossed seal of authenticity. This is a must-have for Alien fans, and especially if you have an Alien collection and you plan on pre-ordering the maquette, you're gonna. I feel like, oh my gosh,
your own alien room,
yeah,
your own alien hive at your house.
She is available for pre-order now, and I just noticed her short link, which is sideshow.com/gameoverman. You can tell that Challenger, who makes the short links, is a big Alien fan. So, back to the Queen. Someone, Brian says they moistly come out at night. Moistly? I think that's in reference to the gloss on the... Are there any plans to light up the maquette? Tien Fan wants to know.
There are no plans to light that up. I mean, it would just add a lot of difficulty for minimum kind of effect. I think we're able to convey without having to light the eggs up.
I also think that even just in this room with the lighting in here, it almost, because of the way it's painted so specifically, you can see all the points of the alien that you're supposed to focus on.
We may experiment with some translucent resin for the eggs to get the ambient light to kind of kick through, but that would be kind of like an experiment to see if it works. So no promises on that.
Someone's asking on the dimensions of the base. I feel more comfortable with you doing the honors since this is a prototype.
It's
about
7. Are you sure? 17. You sure you don't want to do that? It's 17 inches across. Its furthest point.
Yes. Do you want help? You want to try to thread it?
Let's see. We'll guesstimate.
Yeah, let's guesstimate.
So it's about 14
by 17. That's like the shelf, but also
14 deep, 17 at its
wide.
At its
longest.
Depending on how you.
But also, she might wind up being a little bit longer because the tail comes out past the base.
Yeah, and when we did the piece, we tried to compose her, on the base. So she's about the same width. Her head comes in a little bit and her tail comes out. So it's just shifting.
Okay. So she takes up a really nice footprint on your shelf, but not like an overly sized.
One of the reasons too that we flip that tail in because
because otherwise it'd be like,
we don't want the tail kicking out or kicking back or bumping into walls and shelves.
You still want to watch out for that thing. It looks pointy.
Yeah.
Pointy.
Yeah.
Wow. So who else? What other rad pieces are you working on, Anthony, that you can talk about? We always have to say that you could talk about because Anthony has a ton of rad pieces that he can't.
I don't think I could talk about anything at this point. There's a lot of cool stuff coming up. So, yeah.
Yes, because we're already sort of prepping for Comic-Con.
Let's just say Legacy is working on something that will fall in the same category.
No, he's not going to tell me.
But it's totally different.
I thought I was like really.
Does that make any sense? Legacy has something. We're working with Legacy on something that's really going to appeal to the Xenomorph collector.
Gabriel Munoz would like to know, who is your favorite Aliens character, Marine or just character in general?
As far as the Aliens go, I would say it has to be the Queen. I love the first one from Giger's design from the first movie, but the Queen, I love the Queen. That's why it was such an awesome opportunity to work with Legacy.
So this is pretty much one of your dream projects.
Yeah, it really is.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love when people get to work on their dream projects. But like Marine, who's your favorite Marine now?
I like Vasquez.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, it's hard to say, but she was.
That's a great choice. I love
awesome.
Vasquez.
I think I knew people like her back home, so I kind of gravitated towards that.
That's like one of the best zingers ever, that Vasquez zinger.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Gabriel Munoz would like to know what material suspends the tail. Like, is it it's not posable.
It's not posable. Right now, since this is the prototype, it's resin. When it goes into production, we'll be experimenting with, maybe a PVC or resin. We really have to kind of play with it because it's so delicate. It will have a wire that will be cast inside, so
Cool.
we could prevent any kind of, leaning or listing in the piece. Yeah.
The droop.
Yeah.
What is Aunt Sal Serrano would like to know, what is Anthony's ultimate collector piece? Anthony's a pretty big collector, you guys. He's one of the top collectors in the company. So this might get...
I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question. As far as Sideshow stuff, I mean, I definitely want to get one of these,
I feel like if you don't have one of these, something...
I'll be upset.
Yeah. That would be a travesty. Like, biggest Alien fan who helped create the project and then doesn't get to have one.
Sometimes
Sorry, Anthony.
Yep. Just take that. I don't know. It's hard. That's hard to say, but I really love this piece.
Jamie Dewberry would like to know, what is, since this was your dream project, what is your next ultimate dream project?
That we're working on? Or
no. Throw it out in the ether. This is not something we are announcing. We are prefacing that. Do not take his words and twist them. This is pretend land.
I would love to see another Pumpkinhead piece, which is so weird. But I mean...
No, it's not.
I've always loved Pumpkinhead, and we did one years and years ago with Stan Winston, but I'd love to see us come back and do something like that. I'd also love to see some Planet of the Apes from the original Planet of the Apes stuff, which we used to do, but I would love to revisit that.
I would like to see PFs. Did you do PFs from Planet of the Apes? Or because I know we did 6-scale figures because I have some of them, but did we ever do PFs?
We did one, Dr. Zayas.
That's so cool.
That I have.
You have that? See, this is what I mean. Anthony's a super awesome collector. So Andreas Fumaro wants to know, when does the Queen go up for pre-order? Well, I have that information right here. Available for pre-order tomorrow. That would be April 5th between noon and 3 p.m. And the short link to RSVP to be the first to be notified about it is sideshow.com/xenomorph. That's sideshow.com/xenomorph. So let's see. What other piece? I'm sorry, I have to like weirdly lean back. Yeah. Someone's teasing you, saying that they're gonna write, Anthony says Pumpkinhead's confirmed.
Oh, what?
No.
Sure.
Don't do that. That's not nice. Don't do it. Anyway, if we don't have any other questions for Anthony, we have a video break, and when we come back, we'll announce winners. Yeah? Thank you so much for joining us, Anthony. This was awesome. Such a beautiful piece.
Great to be here.
And we'll be right back. Sideshow Live. Hi everyone, welcome back to Sideshow Live. I have a winner to announce from last week. Last week we had the special guest Han Cholo on. Brendan from Han Cholo came on, and we gave away the Han Cholo Voltron ring, which goes to William Gunther in the US. That's William Gunther. Congratulations. Congratulations on your win. So we had a really great show today. Are there any more questions, by the way? Usually people have asked questions at this point and we try to answer them. But I feel like, yeah, we're good? We're good? Just gonna give you guys a second. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so our show today, we featured the Batman Fine Art Lithograph from Alex Ross. We unboxed the first order TIE Pilot 6-scale figure, and we are going to be giving him away, the exact one that we unboxed, at sideshow.com/live contest. Remember that he is still 20% off and has free global shipping on our website, so you're going to want to take advantage of that just in case you don't win, because Only one person can win. I'm sorry. And that code is Pilot SW. That's Pilot SW. We showed you the Alien Queen art print that's still behind me and the Alien Queen Maquette. Big thank you to Project Manager Anthony Mestas for coming on the show and answering all your Alien questions. Remember that Alien goes up for pre-order tomorrow, April 5th. So in case you guys are watching this in the future, April 5th. Oh,
is the king smaller than the queen or about the same size?
Is the king smaller than the queen or about the same size?
They're about the same size. The king's maybe a little bit bigger because he's standing a little bit more upright.
Oh, okay.
They're roughly.
Anthony says that they're roughly the same size. Maybe the king is standing on like a little bit higher, but they're roughly the same size.
Yeah,
that makes sense when you see them.
Well, we weren't really doing them to scale. It's more for just as a collection, like a skyline.
Oh, that makes sense. As a skyline, I feel like I have to repeat everything because the microphone's by me. As a skyline, they're supposed to like go together. So it was supposed to make sense as a collection, not necessarily to scale.
Wolf Bruticus on Facebook.
Wolf Bruticus?
Yes.
Is that his real name or her real name?
I hope so.
I really hope so too. Anyway, go ahead.
They said, I want that S on your desk. Any chance of selling it?
This S? Wait, here. There. Haha. Maybe. Actually, yes, we are going to be selling this S very exclusively for very exclusive people. Who's only if your name starts. No, that's not true. But we will be selling this S. Not this one, because this one is mine and you can't have it. The only person who's managed to steal it from me is John Wick. So unless you're that kind of person, you will not be able to steal it. But you can get your own for your collection, which actually I think is really cool to be able to take like a shelfie and have your Sideshow S proudly displayed on your shelf. So yes, stay tuned for more.
We have an RSVP page.
We do have an RSVP page for it?
I don't remember the short thing.
Yeah, well, go to our website and try to find it. That's what I mean by exclusive. Yeah, when is the pre-order for the S? I'm not sure when we do it. It is going to be for sale though. I'm not making that.
Did you just make this up?
That would be hilarious if I just made it up. This is actually something you can go to the message boards and social media and say, Susan says they're making the S, because we are making the S, but that's what it's exclusive because you have to find it. No, but we will let you guys know updates on it and when it will be available for pre-order. We might even put it on like a nice little turntable so you can see the 360
Put
of
the
it.
apple next to it.
Yeah. How big is it next to the apple? Yeah. Yeah. Someone also wants the Court of the Dead apple. That's a cool apple. Anyway. Sideshow.com/S-icon. So it looks like it says Seacon. Sideshow.com/S-icon. S-I-C-O-N. There. RSVP to be notified when this S goes up for pre-order. Thanks, Wolf. That's such a cool name. Anyway. Wow, we were ending the show and then questions started coming in. So there you go. If you would like to be notified every time we go live, head on over to sideshow.com/notify and see all the ways you can be notified as to when we go live and do these shows. Also, is there another question?
No. The Sideshow S icon, when you go, it says as seen on Sideshow Live.
Oh, that's hilarious.
We have our own as seen on TV.
As seen on TV, but as seen on Sideshow Live. So we have an Instagram after party. Why was that difficult to say? An Instagram after party with Kitty for you happening right after this show ends. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will be back same time, same place, same channels next week. You're watching Sideshow Live. Thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to let your geek side show. Tune into Instagram for the after party.
Hey everyone, welcome back to How to Be a Poser. Today is all about menace. We're going to pose two figures together in a way that suggests a relationship that is equal parts Machiavellian and cruel. To do that, we're going to use the Hot Toys Grand Moff Tarkin and Darth Vader 6-scale figure set. Let's get started. Okay everyone, here they are. Grand Moff Tarkin and Darth Vader, still in their box exactly as they're going to come to you. I'm still trying to come to grips with everything that I'm seeing here. There's a vast array of accessories just for the interrogation droid. Darth Vader has his lightsaber that's light up using this arm over here. The tailoring looks amazing. So many opportunities to explore. I can't wait to get started, so let's get rolling. Governor Tarkin, Darth Vader. We're going to start with Governor Tarkin simply because he's the least complex of the two. I'm going to use him in his command chair, and I'm going to start by removing both of his hands and replacing them with these proprietary hands designed just for having him on the chair. This one will rest on the arm. Be very careful. I don't want to break those pegs. This one is more of a gesturing hand, as you'll see. The chair is a pretty simple assembly. You just slide this part into the bottom there. It's just straightforward. You don't need to mess with this screw thing. That's just there for looks. All right, I'm thinking that this thing needs to go a little bit further down in there. So yeah, press that down until it stops all the way down. An initial fitting of the chair. Set Tarkin down in it, and then just start messing with him just to get a rough posture. His arm back, make sure those wrist pegs are covered. This hand you're going to want to just be casually resting on the arm. This hand will just be up and gesturing. Now I'm not going to want him to be looking straight out from the chair. He's going to be looking to the side. Constantly trying to pull this sleeve down to cover up that wrist peg. Now for his legs, I think I'm going to have one of them kicked back and one of them kicked forward. The challenging part of dealing with a figure in a chair is that when you try to correct the angle of any of the limbs, then something else is going to be knocked askew. So when you think, all right, I need to move this arm back, well, if I do that, then it's going to push Tarkin around in the chair, so you need to just be very specific about which joint you manipulate. I'm just trying to get this hand just to rest lightly on the chair. And it's proven to be challenging because trying to get this to work without exposing that wrist peg is proving to be difficult. I'm thinking that I'm just going to have him leaning forward as if he's actually addressing somebody about something. I'm going to try moving his arm back and away. I think that actually provides just enough of a lean where it looks like he's leaning forward and getting ready to give a command. I think that this is a good call. I think that the more commanding posture is going to be a good call with what I have in mind, especially for Vader. I want him leaning in just a little bit, so I'm going to rotate his body, which is, again, going to jack up this arm here and get that rested like he's getting ready to push off of the chair if needs be. The only thing that's missing here is maybe just a little bit more movement to the right of that right leg. He has these nifty little code cylinders that are going to go into this pocket up here. 2 in each pocket, I believe, if memory serves. Once you get those in, then the job is halfway done. Okay, next up, Lord Vader. First things first, this hand has to go. Off it comes. This is going to be a bit delicate, guys, so I'm trying to find the best points to grip this arm. You can see from this particular arm right here that there is going to be a joint right up there where this arm is connected. So you have to tug that loose, and it's slick plastic, so I just don't know how hard it's going to be. All right, that wasn't so hard at all. That was much easier than I thought it would be. Replace that arm with this arm, and you're flying blind. You're just going to have to feel your way through. You can feel that there's a slot up there. As you're sliding this in, make sure that you're pulling down on the sleeve. Just try to feel for that slot. There's a slot up there. Just try to feel for the groove, and then you can slide that joint in and then push. We have the arm in place, so let's pose this bad boy. First get these legs. I want to cock that hip just ever so slightly. I think that I'm going to try rotating him just a little bit this way, his torso just back a little bit, and then to compensate, bring his head around. And what that does is that gives the implication that this lightsaber, he's rearing it back like he's ready to strike. Now these things, the tabards, are wired. When you're doing a more action-oriented pose, these wires are going to come in very handy. You're going to be able to move them around and actually simulate movement of the figure. But since we're not doing that right now, all we really need to concern ourselves with is getting them to lie flat. Yeah, it's super easy. Now see how this is a little bit off center here? I think that might have something to do with the twist of the torso that I gave Vader. So you'll have to compensate. Try to keep the distance between this middle rectangle here and the two tabards equal, or as close to equal as you can. Vader's cape in episode 4 and his tabards combined to actually not show the pauldrons on his armor so much. So I think in this case, God, this is actually looking really, really very cool. In this case, we just need to pull the cape back just far enough to allow it to, and notice how I've got this arm slightly bent. Just pull that cape back far enough so that it falls along the gauntlet. That's really your only goal here, because you want that gauntlet exposed. You want to see that lightsaber. There, that's how it ought to be. That's very, very cool. Something similar over here, I think, because you want to see at least part of that arm. So I'm going to pull a little bit more of that cape back. Yeah, pop this baby in there. So easy. Slide Vader back here. Rotate it around. Tarkin's leaned back a little bit too much. There's just something about his posture that wasn't resonating with me. So I just want him to lean forward a little bit more. Get Vader off the stand. I just moved his right leg out from center a little bit more and angled the foot back a little bit more, just to give you the impression that he's leaning into it and getting ready to either stand up or to give a command, just to provide some direction. It had the unintended effect that I enjoy of actually creating more direction, leading back to Darth Vader standing right behind him in sort of a ready posture. I wanted Vader's posture to be more imposing, more like the threat of pending action than any action actually going on right there. He's ready to do Tarkin's bidding at a moment's notice. So yeah, I think we've got something good here. I think that this is worth sticking with. I think that'll look good on the shelf. Darth Vader and Grand Moff Tarkin's friendship began years before fans first saw them together in 1977. They recognized their common ideals early on in the Clone Wars, as we've seen both in the Clone Wars and in Rogue One. There's a familiarity and a respect that we see in them that was evident in Star Wars. Together, the two are a formidable team that'll look great on your shelf.